from the point of view of shale gas extraction, fracking. I think the first question that should be answered is not how do we do it, but the question is, do we have to do it? Shall we do it? Do we need it? And I think it would be a very responsible way to start with this first important question, and at this moment we see too much that the beginning question is not the real question, but you start with the second question, like how, what chemicals, what technique, etc., etc. Well, yeah, this is interesting, but only in the first step, but in the second step. But the first step would be, do we really need it? And I think this is where responsible research comes in, and where it should set guidelines of with what question do we start before we go into the details. What you see a lot of times from industry is they are not so much interested in the bigger questions. They want to earn money, to say it in a simple way, and they might see it as conflicting with their wish of earning money. I see a tendency of politics, of governments withdrawing from research agendas and more commercial interest in research agendas, and I think this is a bit a conflict of interest, and it would be a task of governments to put these questions about responsibility, about the why instead of the how, to put it in again. But in a world where economical interests also in science are becoming more important, this is not so easy. Well, to be honest, from my point of view, I do not see too many negative consequences. If I will be working, in this case, for the oil industry, I will see as something keeping me from drilling, to say it in a simple way. I have to answer questions instead of start drilling for oil, I guess, or whatever. But personally, I think it's a good thing. It's not something to be afraid of, it's something to support. So from my background, working for renewable energy, and before working for an environmental organization, I think it's very important to ask those organizations, so who do not have a commercial interest in doing something, what do you think, what questions should be asked? So I think it has a very important role for let's say, for civil society to be involved in this, to make sure that the right questions are being asked and not the wrong questions.